Hey, it's Seaweed Jack here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to increase your stagger damage and damage negation, at least temporarily, using physic tiers. We're going to be starting from the Bestial Sanctum, just because, if I remember right, early in the game and early in Caelid, there is a portal that will inadvertently take you here, so even if you haven't explored a whole lot of Caelid, you've probably been here before. So you're going to want to ride sort of back down the hill from the Bestial Sanctum, and past this golden tree, collecting the golden seed if you haven't already, and you'll see that sort of long bridge. That's going to be the main focal point of this little journey. There's a site of grace off to the side, just at the base of the bridge. So once you discover that, you can also start from right here at this site of grace instead. I just wanted to back up to the sanctum for people who are getting there using the waygate. Now, you can absolutely just ride past this dragon, just ride through its legs and keep on going, but, you know, I figured if you did want to fight it, I'd give you an idea of how difficult it is. It's not terribly difficult. This dragon packs a bit of a punch with that fire breath specifically as far as damage goes, and because you're fighting on a bridge, you don't have a whole lot of room to avoid said flame breath, but overall it's not going to be too difficult of a fight. I'm just gonna tell you now as a blanket statement, if you think you've avoided this dragon's fire, you haven't. The range is always going to be bigger than you think it is. And that'll give you a dragon heart for the Church of Dragon Communion. Those abilities seem great. My faith stat isn't really high enough to use them yet. That's one of the things I plan on fixing in New Game Plus. Anyway, traveling back to the site of grace at the start of the bridge, we're going to be sort of using that as a way to reset, get our health and healing back and all that, just so that we can go into the actual main objective of this unscathed and fully prepared. Now, what you're going to want to do, yet again, is just follow this bridge. From here, the travel part is pretty intuitive. I mean, you can see the minor Erd tree taking up a decent part of the right-hand horizon, so you just kind of want to keep heading in that direction. Now, there is a Stake of Marika and one of those multiplayer summoning pools here. I neglected to stop and showcase them clearly before the fight. I sort of go and stand by them afterwards to give a better idea of where they are. But essentially, to get the two cracked tiers that we're here for, we are going to be having to slay yet another avatar. All these putrid avatars and Erdtree avatars have pretty much the exact same moveset. Essentially, if you fought one, you fought them all. The only difference is, you know, like the specific stats, I guess. But they're kind of slow, kind of lumbering. But because of just how slow they are, sometimes you'll end up dodging a little too early, or you'll overcompensate the other direction. Ironically, sometimes I find enemies with faster attacks are easier to avoid in this game than ones with sort of slow, lumbering moves such as this. But I digress. Anyway, you're just going to want to shred through this avatar, and that's going to get you what we're here for. Here you can see me standing by the summoning pool and the Stake of America, just for reference for those of you who do want to use them for this fight, or may have to if you die the first time around. The Stonebarb crack tier boosts stagger damage to enemy stances, which is highly useful, and the reason I initially tried to get these tiers, and the Opaline hard tier boosts all damage negations. One and or both of these can be highly useful regardless of where in the game you are.